Hi, Nebula. I'll get my water bottle. Oh, hi, Sauce. I can only read that into the name. Angel Courtney, Prime. Hello. Yes, Ella. I mean, Sunny. Greetings to everyone. I don't know if you guys heard her. There's people, but there's no camera, so you can't be seen by these people, sadly. Yeah, once I told her there was no camera for her to be seen, she goes back on the bed. Yes, kitty! Thoughts on chapter 5? I liked it, but there are some things I am a bit disappointed in. I wouldn't say disappointed, that's not really the word I'm thinking that matches. I guess underwhelmed. There are some things that are a little underwhelming to me. But I'll start with the highlights. The doctor's back, so that guy's back. I'm like, oh no. He's gonna betray us sometime later. I loved Lily Love Braids. She was my favorite character in this chapter. I liked her design, her voice acting, and her backstory and her lore. I loved it a lot. Giblet was nice. I liked um Chum, the red guy. He was fine. He was sweet. He's a little sweetheart. And yeah, those are like the highlights of what I liked about this chapter the most. Hi, Casey. But yeah, but overall, it's like it was a good chapter. Just yeah, it's a good thing it's not the final chapter. If this was the final chapter, it would have been a little sad. Oh, and the prototype reveal. I think the prototype is fine. I like the design. I also noticed it's wearing Catnap's skin. That's messed up. How was your day? My day was good. Pretty relaxing. What time is it? Well, since it's one, let's swap over. I'm still working on the Puncher Fox video. Hi, caught me at work. Oh, well, hello. Hopefully, I'm not bothering you too much at work. Also, hi, SG. I like it. Most because of the theories I made for the prototype before Chapter 5. It's confirmed true, I was excited. Nice. I made a character that parallels Ink. Her name is Ector. When they're alive, Kyrie. Okay. If people are going to talk about Chapter 5, then I'm not going to stay. Ah, shoots. Okay. I didn't even realize he was wearing Catnap's, like, fur coat. Yeah. Darn. So, I guess Well, sadly, probably playtime's the only thing that's like happened as of recent that's gonna be the main topic. So I guess you can't stay. Darn it. Well, sorry to hear that. I'm gonna leave. It's midnight in my country. Oh, alright. Bye, Funky Wolf. Have a nice night. But yeah, if you don't want to get spoiled, it's probably like best not to stick around then. Can you guess the prototype theory is? Um. Okay, so I guess if you haven't played Pop or haven't watched Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 yet and don't want to be spoiled, I don't think this is the stream because that's probably what we're mostly going to be talking about. So, but if you don't mind spoilers or just want to stick around anyway, yeah, so be prepared for a whole bunch of spoilers and talk about it. But as to Angel Cornies, what's your theories? See you next stream. I'll see you after I've seen Chapter 5. Have a great stream, thanks, Thanks, SG. Hopefully you enjoyed Chapter 5. I certainly did. Can you guess what prototype theory is? That the prototype wasn't necessarily Elliot Ludwig. It was someone else, and it was Oliver apparently, the brother of I guess Poppy or whoever Ludwig's daughter was. Well, that's cool that you guys guessed it. Honestly, I'm not much of a theorizer type, so I was just kind of like waiting till the story tells me who it was. But it was an interesting twist to learn, like, oh, it wasn't Ludwig. It's his son, making Ludwig literally the most terrible father of the year. I was expecting the prototype was going to be someone else than a jester. I mean, well, to be honest, I have no idea what the prototype should have looked like because it's in the name. A prototype. It's not meant to be like a released product to the world. It's just like, let's just slap something together to see if said thing works. So I'm pretty sure they weren't really, trying to make like a like I guess acceptable toy. It's just let's just slap some stuff together. I thought Ollie's voice was too natural and smooth to be a copy. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good way to look at it. Never thought about that. But overall, I thought the prototype was creepy enough. I'm pretty content with the design, although if I did have to nitpick, I don't really care for like the weird three hands it has like in front of it. Like it got its regular two hands that are connected to the jester. But if you look at where like all the where the legs are, near the center, you'll see like a huggy and a kissy hand and like a mommy hand. I don't think any of those need to be there. That's just a little too weird and distracting. And again, cool detail I noticed like while rewatching, the prototype was wearing Catnap's fur like a coat, like a tail coat. I'm like, that's so messed up. This guy literally worshipped you and did everything you said, and you wear him like a coat. That's messed up, man. But yeah, but surprisingly enough, my favorite character in this whole chapter was Lily Lovebraids. I loved her character. She was fun, creepily charming in her own way, and I liked her lore a lot. Although it does make me think and wonder about like some aspects of the thing. Not in a like I dislike kind of way, but more like I guess okay, this is where my thought process came from. In one of the notes written by the prototype, He seems like disgruntled or not happy that Lily Lovebraids can't remember the crimes she did as Grace. You know, the lady who was doing all the brainwashing to the children. He didn't seem all too happy that she couldn't remember. But the thing is, like, if you wanted her to remember, why brainwash her then to not remember? Or at least her sense of self. Like, why brainwash her and make her forget who she is, and then expect her to still have recall her crimes as a person? That makes no sense to me, I guess. So I guess in a way, to me, so I guess in a way to me, Grace, this Lily Love Braids isn't not necessarily Grace anymore. She's someone else. Grace, in a way, is mentally and spiritually been erased. In a way, at least that's how I see it. In like what has happened. Is my mic going? Am I still going through? Am I being heard? Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's just my thoughts on like the Lily Lovebraid lore of like is she still technically Grace or not? Oh, the prototype confirmed that the player isn't a scientist because he called the player an outsider, not anything related to being a scientist. But then wouldn't that contradict? Then why would mommy call us? Well, okay, wait. You said not a scientist. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. If we're not a scientist, maybe we're just a salesperson. And we were like, I don't know, on the top floor, so maybe a caretaker? Maybe. But if you're a caretaker at that point, you might be a little too close to like what could be happening in the factory, and they wouldn't necessarily let you go, or you wouldn't be leaving anytime soon very fast. Because in this chapter, you learn like one of the scientists who apparently had a family was writing letters, but eventually caught on to the fact that her letters were not being sent. So I don't think they'd be letting people go that easily or that fast. I don't know. What are your guys' theories of what the player could be? Sadly, because the player just does not interact or react to things with throughout the story, it's hard to tell what they could be or who they could be. I just had my second ever D&D session today. Oh, nice. Was that fun? Yep. What kind of character are you playing? I mean, how would Miss DeLay recognize the player if they were upper floor? Plus, it might only be the scientists, not those of play care. Maybe. And I guess if they were in play care, maybe they would have some sort of sense of guilt, since they, well, I don't know, where would that guilt come from if they didn't know what was happening? Maybe it's survivor's guilt they go back? Because then why else would they ever go back to that place if they did know what might potentially be happening behind the scenes? Well, be right back. My DoorDash just arrived. I remember they didn't go to work that day. I guess so, yeah. Man, imagine like the reason why you didn't go into that day was like you were going to a wedding or something, someone's wedding, and you're just being out there enjoying your life, then you hear there was just a mass murder in your workplace. That'd be crazy. And I wonder when CG5 is going to post that song that for Poppy Playtime, like they said they were gonna do. I wish I could play D&D, but it's kind of hard to find people around my area that plays. Yeah, that's kind of where you need to go online or some kind. One of my friends or school friends hooked me up to a Discord where it can be where sessions can be played over Discord. But I haven't really played a session yet, mainly just because, one, I'm a nervous person, so I'm shy to join, but also because I don't have a character sheet ready yet. So I'm trying to get that finished and like Character Beyond or D&D Beyond and try to get that squared away. Well, another reason to get my laptop checked. 12 p.m. I checked. Check for what? Oh wait. Oh, that's when he'll be dropping the music video. Okay, so tomorrow then. CG5. Oh yeah. Okay. The one not fun thing about like doing animatics or animation is like just how tedious it can get once you gotta like do the line art again. But I don't want it to look so messy, so I do it anyways, and it's like low key enough to do. But for those who have played or have watched Poppy Playtime Chapter 5, who are some of your new favorite characters or characters that you'll add to your favorite roster? For me, it's Chum and Lily Love Braids. I just find her very entertaining. I don't know. I like all of them. And I'm happy like people are coming around to like Lily Love Braids' design because people were like hating on her design for a long time. Ever since like the final like trailer for her came out. And I'm just like, she looks fine, guys. What are you saying? She doesn't look like she fits in. She looks like a toy. Which this takes place in a rundown toy factory. Of course she's gonna look that way. And I definitely know like my Beastman, and I'm not drawing them in the correct aspects. Like Happy Hopscotch right here, like this is definitely not how they are on model, but this is more stylized and easier for me to draw, I guess. But I think the most disturbing part of chapter 5 for me was the brainwashing area where you're just watching Grace just creepily talking and trying to hypnotize the people, which is crazy. And for those who thought that chapter 5 would not be the last chapter, congratulations to you guys. You did not get fooled. I don't know. I don't know. I was told that, like, by I guess rumors, I guess, that chapter 5 was going to be the last one. So that's why I assumed, like, everything was going to get wrapped up in chapter 5. But nope. There's going to be a chapter 6, which is crazy. And if I can get through just doing the line art for this real fast, maybe we'll do maybe I'll draw Lily Love braids as a like nice little break from this. And this is the little thing I have so far. Oops. The prototype is not better than the doctor. The prototype is not. Okay, so you like the doctor, but the prototype is close in terms of your favorite. I'm guessing by your wording. No, in the sense of action. Oh, okay. I think that's the one. That's the one thing I like about Poppy Playtime is that there is no one bad person. Overall, a lot of our antagonists are people who knew what was going on and willingly participated, even if it ate away at them morally. And those who chose not to make anything better, aka the prototype. At first, I didn't, but I had a feeling something was up, and then boom, we get a cliffhanger with the doctor who was supposed to be dead. Like, you'll never get rid of him, apparently. But yeah, there are many antagonists, like William Afton. I guess so, but William Afton was like the lone overall bad guy in this whole thing. While Poppy Playtime, it's like, no, there's multiple people. Even in the most recent chapter, we were reading the letters from that one scientist with the family. Over time, as you read more and more of her letters, you realize that she eventually becomes complicit to what she's doing, and thus is no longer a good person. She is a part of like the whole system that was torturing orphans and turning them into toys. She too becomes the villain. And that's why I'm a little I like Lily Lovejoy the way she is, but I'm like if the prototype wanted to like torment her forever and not let her have death, I don't think they should have brainwashed her. Like imagine like the torment she would be going through if she kept her sane mind. Like she remembered who she was while being stuck in the body of a toy. That would be torturous. Like imagine like you I like to imagine that or Grace the person, while yes she was aware of what she was doing, because she was removed and not like up and close in person with the experiments, she was kind of like in a way removed. But imagine she has to now keep her mind, but also be 100% aware that now she is a monster, a thing, like the rest of these toys here, and she has no way of escape. She's in hostile territory. Her literal humanity or physical humanity was stripped from her, was forcibly taken from her. And she has to live in constant fear and isolation. If she were to keep her memories, that would who she'd be. But they didn't. They erased her. So when the prototype is literally punishing her, I'm just thinking in my mind, what's the point of that? What's the point? She's no longer Grace or the person you're tormenting anymore. She's been effectively been erased. I don't know. That was my thought process. Like when reading her lore and like reading discussions like fans had about her, like whether or not they should feel bad for her or not. Oh, now the list of whatever is the player is now three train crashes, a fell from a deep, tall elevator crash going a long time without food and water and sleep. Yeah, this player is superhuman at that point. Don't forget they got stabbed in the gut by the prototype. Player should be dead. And yet, here they are, still alive, just barely living according to Gibbet. Oh yeah, another thing that underwhelms me. Hi, Midnight. Another thing I was a little disappointed in chapter 5. Lily Lovejoy's chase scene and death was kind of lame. It was a little like it wasn't really all that exciting, and it was kind of lame, especially her death. It's like really that's how she goes out. That's it. Of course, I wasn't expecting like cinema levels worth of I guess of death animation, but seeing as that the prototype didn't receive a death animation is still alive, I'm like, why was Lily Lovebraid's death kind of such a nothing burger? Have you been Midnight? Good, you? I'm good. We're just discussing Poppy Playtime, Chapter 5. Our thoughts on how we felt about the chapter. That too, though, he dropped us in the Poppy Gel and give it, I think I spelled it correct, shock the player. Yeah, I don't know, maybe the Poppy Gel was meant to, like, reanimate, so I guess L on the prototype's part. But it's like, man, the player must be royally messed up at this point. Player is for sure not human if they survive train crash. Being dropped from the very high heights, explosions, rocked to the head while falling from high height. Yes. Well, that or maybe the creators weren't necessarily too worried about the player's lore. They were more worried about the lores of, the place, the characters, and other things. I gotta say, I loved Gibbet and Chum. They remind me of Rocket Raccoon and Groot. Oh, yeah, they kind of do give off that vibe a little bit. Or the player build is different. Maybe. But I'm pretty sure they're just live because the plot demands it too. There would be no game if the character couldn't survive these things and move on to the next chapter. Sorry for the chewing noise, I'm eating my curly fries. But yeah, I love Chum. Chum was such a sweet pea. Like, he hit us from the prototype, although it was probably not as sweet being, like, having to be in someone's mouth for some time. The player needs a hostel after this, for sure. Mm-hmm. And some therapy. But yeah, Midnight, since you just arrived. My favorite character so far is Chum and Lily Lovebraids. I really liked Lily Lovebraids and her story. She is such a dilemma. Went to type hospital. Okay. I mean, definitely yes. Definitely gonna need a hospital, and the doctor's gonna be like, "What the heck have you been doing?" Where give it shocks the players and cool. Well, I guess that must be the ending everybody got because that's the only ending I've ever seen. What's the other ending? Wait, there's another ending? I didn't see that other ending. Unless you're like referring to like the doctor, because that's also part of the ending that everybody saw. The doctor's back. What else was there? I wish they explained the plants a little more. I'm pretty sure there's like some papers and documents you can find throughout the game explaining it, but I wish we got a little more of it, or at least explained what the heck is going on. Why do these plants look so alien? Why do they have faces on them? Well, doctor, what the heck happened to you, player? Bad day on a hiking trip. Oh, he should have said just another bad day at work. I don't like being jump scared by the doctor. Well, yeah. Yeah, I was not expecting the doctor to come back. I was like, what's this backup? And then you see the eye, and I'm like, ah, oh, no, not this guy. Now all the Sims are gonna come back. Because I remember when Chapter 4 came out and like you heard the doctor's voice, there were so many fangirls for that guy because of his voice. Oof, yeah. That's also like a tiny part where my brain went when I saw that. It's like, oh no, the doctor's back. We're gonna get betrayed by him. And then that tiny little voice in the back of my head is like, oh no, the Simps are gonna come back. The Simps for the doctor, they're gonna come back. But we can only wait and see what is going to happen between the player and the doctor. Are they going to team up? Is the doctor going to backstab us somehow? What is going on? Yeah, for me it's back and forth. With the doctor, I can't make up my mind if I simp or I don't simp. If I will say this, the doctor's voice is very nice. He has a very nice voice. I can understand why people do, but it's like it's a voice, guys. Exactly. Yep. Simpery over the voice. Yes. But yeah, Lily Lovebraid's death was like to me so underwhelming. I'm like, I hope she returns, even if it is just for this chapter to show, like, nope, you didn't kill her the first time. That was a fake out. But no, you don't see her again. And the only reason why I thought that was um, because how like lame her death was, and like in the cardboard right after says, "Did you know hair still grows even after you die?" Which I'm pretty sure is not true, but I thought, oh, maybe she's just gonna come. She's gonna come back later as like a surprise. You didn't actually get rid of me. I'm still out here to get you. But no, a little sad that didn't happen though. And in the audio tape for when, which is why I have a debate and I going like pro. He has a nice hot voice, Con. He doesn't have a body, plus he's evil. Pretty much. I mean, I definitely could listen to his voice if it were ASMR. It'd probably be very, very nice. But again, the guy's got no body. I don't know what he looks like. For all we know, he could look like an old man, and I'm just like, no. Ew, yeah. Like, yes, it's an old man, but he got a nice voice. And I'm like conflicted, like how I feel. Well, not about the doctor, but like I guess the continued debate, like I saw in a video about Lily Love Braids, is that some people did feel bad for her, while others said, no, that's Grace. Don't feel sorry for her. That whole debate and debacle. Because it'd be cool, like if I could have her in my own AU, where the wild toys are. It would be cool if she could be there because utility wise, they could probably use her hair as rope. Although I don't know how I'd feel about like having to use hair as a rope for everything. But that would create a dilemma among the toys because one, this woman participated in the torment of us, but yet Lily Lovebraids has no memory or can't recall what her past life was. So if she's effectively in a way, Grace is effectively in a way spiritually and mentally gone, erased, and you're just left with this crazy individual who is forcing herself to be happy all the time. And it could create a little dilemma because, one, nobody's comfortable with her being around and nobody wants to be around her, but she'd be very useful out in the wild, I guess. Actually, if I remember correctly, there's a tape where Lily and Grace exist at the same time. Oh, like where she's being brainwashed? If I remember correctly, I could be very wrong. I could be very wrong, but they had her in the brainwashing area, and she was trying to fight it and trying to remember that she was Grace, but of course that fails, and she believes herself to be Lily Love Braids. As for why she is like talking to the candy cat head, I'm pretty sure that that's just a natural reaction to like isolation. She has no one to talk to. Despite being a toy, she's still a social creature. She needs people to talk to. And with none of that happening, she resorts to, talking to a decapitated head to keep herself company. But could Grace, I don't know, in some way still be there? Maybe. But from what I can see and like what I understand, like Grace has effectively been erased, and Lily Lovebraid sees herself as a separate entity from Grace. Even in that clip where you hear them when they're in the same tape, she no longer remembers herself to be Grace. She thinks Grace is a separate entity from her. So, which is kind of not funny, but odd to me. Like, they want the prototype wants to keep her alive to forever torment her, to let her pay for her crimes, but they brainwashed her, so now this individual is suffering for reasons they don't understand. So I'm like thinking, well, if they wanted to torment her forever, oh, BRB, I have to bring my dogs in real quick. Okay. So yeah, that's like my weird little internal dilemma about this character, because I do want to add her to the where the wild toys are story. That's gonna be a difficult one if like one she's dead and two like I think it'd be interesting to like discuss like how her victims would react to having to, I guess in a sense, the way live with her, even though this individual can't remember being this bad person, and is just like completely lost in like why they all dislike her when she can't remember. And I don't know why I'm making my like my critters so chubby. I don't know. I guess because they're also like depicted as like kind of little chonky and like other art styles. Since we're on the critters, why don't we just play some songs from about the critters? Maybe you could do something where they found her outside in a cave with her dolls after a player left, and say that she had tried to follow the player out. Maybe that could be one way. And like maybe just as they got out of the factory, that's when she follows behind suit. Oh, I just remembered a tape where Prototype's interrogating a toy about something either about 23 workers or 23 toys. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard about that tape. I didn't get a good hear of it, so I don't know if he was referring to toys. I thought he was referring to toys. Because did you know there were essentially newspapers down in the factory that, and there was like propaganda against Safe Haven and slander on Dowie? The toy mentioned the outside, yeah. So it was either a toy got outside or 23 people got outside, but I'm pretty sure it was toys, but I could be very wrong. Get out of here, Valorant. We're not here to listen to you. So maybe like Vex and her gang will find these other toys that escaped. That'd be kind of cool. Flight test, flight test. Remember it. Like who we used to be. Remember? Any thoughts for everything? Profit off a tree, a candy ring. Great. This will be great. Yips and yips and yips and yips. Bounce. Da, 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 da. Fall to the see, see, fall, see, see. I just really wanna tell you, I might take to shine. And also, like, a fun thing I would like to write about, like, Lily Love Braids if I were to put her in my AU, is like her slowly, is like the brainwashing slowly, I guess, not entirely, but mostly washes away. And Lily Love Braids is able to recall memories of Grace, and then and in some way and form accept like, okay, I was this person at one point in time, and then she has to deal with the whole dilemma of that, and like actual kind of suffer the consequences of like what she's done, and whether or not she should be forgiven or not. And of course, this is all being explored while she's talking to Vex, my character. And I imagine or think Vex thinks a lot similar to me because I do input some like aspects of myself in Vex, and she has a bit of a more tired take, I guess, because she just does not want to remember the factory, anything about what has happened. So she knows holding on to like hatred to Lily Love Braids, even if fragments of Grace may be there. She's kind of just like on the fence of forgiving her, mostly just because it's just tiring to forever hold that on, and she doesn't want to remember that stuff anymore. Would be treated like a baby by her sensei would be the smallest. Oh yeah, what was your critter's name again, or what animal were they? Oh, where the music? A ram. Oh, okay. Oh, your dreams will come If they were Ram and their smallest. Because later in the story, Vex is going to assign, like, characters or toys for certain tasks. Maybe she would, like, task them to be, like, the ones taking care of the camp itself. Like, making sure, like, small little patches in shelters are fixed. Or making sure, like, their food is stored properly. You know, in charge of those kind of things if she doesn't want them, wouldn't want your character getting hurt a lot. No real life, just make believe. What could still happen now? And sticking onto the theme of characters treating your character like a baby, probably give you a job that's closer to camp. I actually have a video. I have a video idea for my smiling critters see with CG5 song "Mommy's Here." Oh, okay. Yeah, we got the line art done. Probably since my OC is half the size of a smiling critter plush in game. Oh wow, they are small, small. Yeah, no, Vex would definitely have them stay close to camp. So thus be like, hey, just make sure to maintain and clean the camp, aka clean your room. Ah, jeez. Vex is basically just telling them to clean the room, clean the campgrounds. Hear the music again. You know the slug fidget toy? No, what's the slug fidget toy? Okay, let's not draw Lily Love, right? Because she's my favorite character now. I still love Doey, but Doey made room for Lily Lovejoy. She's my new favorite for the time being. Yee, I thought we were. Yep, I thought they were a part of lineup. That was for babies, so smaller. Oh, okay. Sludge fidget toy? Yeah, I never heard of the sludge fidget toy. Look it up real quick. Okay. Slug fidget toy. Oh, jeez. No, I looked it up. But this is the first thing I noticed. There's a fidget spinner with the rock's face on it. Nightmare fuel. If I have to see this, you all have to too. Oof, yep. Just gonna let that burn into you guys' minds because it has already with mine. Alright, there we go. But yeah, so I guess these are slug fidget toys. I think I've seen these around every once in a while, but not a whole lot. Outside the rock. That's it. Okay. Oh look, there's more. There's more, guys. Sees the pink rock thing. Hisses. Yeah. Let's see, what else is there? I like, hey, queso. Oh yeah, supposed to find Lily Love Braid. Energy, make it scream. Ah, dance away from me. In the dark, no one can see. Like a factory, factory song, misery. Right, curse. Who knows where we go? Where we know? Darn, I can't find a Lily Love braid that's not like people's own redesign of it. Guys, it's not that bad. You feel like this, you're the energy, does that make you sweet? Alright, I guess I gotta go somewhere else to find Lily Love braid. Energy, make it sweet. Won't you every single day? Oh yeah, apparently Lily Love Braid glows in the dark. I did not know that. Because I never saw her kill animation when in the dark. Okay, for some reason I can't find an in-game model with her hair unfold. I heard the same thing, yeah. There's a lot of redesigns of Lily Lovebraid because people just were hating on her design so much. But I'm just like, come on, her design isn't even that bad. It looks fine. I love it. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe I would give her a tiny little cute little nose maybe, but that'd be about it. But other than that, I love her design. She looks great. She looks like a toy that would exist in that time era. I have this one real life and it's one in real life and it inspired me to make a Poppy Playtime OC that is that but as a ferret. Oh, that's cute. I remember bumping into a YouTube video with Poppy Playtime TikTok collaboration, and one of them was a funny video of Lily's shoes, and the rest was just Rumi as a goofy version of Golden, I think. Oh yeah, because if they're not redesigning her, they're always comparing her to kind of look like Rumi. Okay. Good. To be fair, the hair looks similar, right? It does. If Rumi had like two extra braid ponytails on the side, But yeah, other than that, like, yeah, I can see why they'd say it looks like Rumi. And she got a little caricature head here. For now, I have no idea how I want to draw her. I'm just kind of doing some like thumbnails of what some nice poses we could do. And she could be doing the spooky hands over here. I don't know, whenever I see these hands, I just call them the spooky hands. I gotta find another song. Oh yeah, guys, did you hear Knights of Guinevere got greenlit? Isn't that exciting? There are 4 of them, and each color in the and they each of the colors mine critters. Purple, orange, green, yellow, blue, cyan, pink, red. Oh, okay, hey, I'm back. I'm going home now. Hi Nebula. Good to see you back. Oh, yeah, I saw the video on it. Yeah. So Knights of Guinevere got the greenlit, so we are getting more episodes. We are getting a full season. So that's exciting and that's fun. Around. Oh my. Alright, I need to find an actual reference. Don't in-game model. Last video. I'm watching from my phone. Nice. Oh yay, there's a model right here. Found a model I can use. Oh. Ain't that fun. Speaking of which, I saw Murder Jones on Prime. Oh yeah, didn't they say there's gonna be a comic book or something? Adventures. Okay, so I guess I can use this. Darn it. Don't mind me as I just zoom in on this woman's face. Digital Circus Episode 7? Okay, I need a clear shot of her dress so I know what the heck I'm drawing. Accept surrender. I love Lily. Lily is great. I love her story. And I don't know, despite being like insane, I do find her very charming. Oh. Lily needs therapy. She needs therapy. And if she ever does regain her sense of self as Grace, she needs to be put in jail for her crimes. There are probably Sims for her now that the game's out. I mean, there are Sims for Miss Delight, so I would not put it past them to simp over Lily. Go round, merry go round, merry go round. Correction on my part. Therapy and jail time. Yeah, therapy and jail time. If she ever regains her sense of self of being Grace. If not, she's just forever wrecked, and she's not going to be able to be in polite society for a good while. Mm, Vex wouldn't necessarily be her therapy person. Okay, we need to find a song that's less distracting because I can't say my thoughts with that guy screaming in the background. Get out of here. Okay. Vex wouldn't necessarily be her therapy, but she is someone who unintentionally helps her break out of her brainwashing a little bit. Her brainwashing doesn't entirely go away. Lily Lovebraids, in a way, still doesn't see herself as Grace, but will eventually come to understand that she is made up of Grace's flesh, and at some point in time was Grace and has done horrible things. And that makes you realize, okay, so because of my past life or this person I used to be, that is why I'm having to deal with all of this and why I'm in this situation. Kind of thing. It is thanks to Vex, but she doesn't necessarily like give her therapy. I played this scene in my mind if I ever do end up writing this story, where Vex is just like camping out on like near the river, just needing to get away from everybody for a bit. Hi, War of the Foxes. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. But yeah, there is a scene in my mind where like, since Lily can't really hang out with anyone else because they don't like her, she kind of just hangs around Vex for the most part. She just hangs around Vex for the most part because she's no one else she can hang out with. And while Vex is like reminiscing and just talking, and she starts to cry, Lily Love Lily Lovebraids in her brainwashed mind is like, toys can't cry because toys are supposed to be only filled with joy. And starts, saying the stuff that her she was brainwashed to believe. Toys are just joy and they can't be sad. And Vex, snaps at her and tells her, well, that's BS and unfair. Why can't we be sad? Why are we not allowed to be sad? Oof, Lily, yeah. Because Vex is one of the few lucky ones who have some sort of memory outside of their previous life. They don't remember who they are per se, but they remember things in their life. Like she remembers her parents, she may not remember what they look like, but she remembers what they taught her, which is survival stuff and fun history facts. I mean, I wouldn't play the other toys. I was even, okay, good for you. Stay 10 feet away from me. 10 feet away. Yeah, pretty much. Vex only puts up with her because 90% of her sees the good use that will come out of her. Like, her hair is incredibly strong and flexible. You can make that into rope, and rope would be very useful in a survival situation. So Vex understands, okay, she is more valuable to us alive and on our side than she is dead. and 10% of her is like, well, out of a slight sort of kindness, slight, because she knows that this girl is forever damned to be like them and stuck the in the same situation as they are. So for the most part, she's like willing to put up with her. And because of that, in a way, because Lily Lovebraid, again, still lived in isolation for a good long time, just naturally grafted to Vex because she's the only one giving her positive attention, and thus, in a way, deems her as a friend, even if Vex is begrudgingly accepting that title. She's like, "You're my friend," and Vex is like, "Whatever, it's fine, okay." Yeah, back to that scene like I was talking about, like, Vex literally calls her out on it. That is stupid. Lily Lovejoy's like, we have to be, or it's back to the toy box. And Vex is like, what toy box? There is no toy box out here for us to go back to. This is so dumb. That is dumb. And at the end of it, they're just both crying for different reasons. Vex is just mourning the fact that she can never return to life she once had and was stolen from her. And in a way, Lily Liberty is crying because her brainwashed world is shattering before her eyes in a way. And of course, there's probably a whole lot of like pent up sadness and torment behind in her voice too. So yeah, she's finally allowed to in a way cry. She was aggressively informed she could cry. Liliano, you're my friend now. We having soft tacos. Yeah, she just pulls out some soft tacos out of nowhere, and Vex is just like, "Where did you even get those?" Needs to narrow down a bit. And of course, like Doey's always on the edge with her. It kind of reminds me of Toy Story a bit. Kinda, yeah. Except the Buzz Lightyear never committed like horrible atrocities on orphans. Yeah. I guess you could kind of see that in a Toy Story way. Instead of Vex telling her, "You are a toy," it's like, we should be allowed to cry. This is BS. And there's. Oof, I see Lily would say to Macy, "You're my little friend," and Macy would have to go to Vex's help to get away from Lily. And Vex would be like, "Okay, fine. Hey Lily, come with. You mind helping me gather clay?" And she's like, "Sure, bestie." And she's like, and Vex would just be internally dying on the inside. I don't think Vex would ever truly, really become friends with Lily. She, I guess, at the end of the story, she would more so see her as like a just another individual that they're surviving with, that she puts up with, and over time, like I do think I would want Lily to like try make steps to redeem herself, even though it probably won't do much, but improve and to like make up for her crimes and like helping out, actually wanting to help out. I haven't been here in a while. I've been busy with life and drawing. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. I too also have been busy with life and drawing and not getting projects finished in time, which is annoying to me. It's like, come on, you said you were gonna get this done by said time. It's like, I know, but I want to draw this. That has nothing to do with my project. Yeah. Yeah, but at the end of the story, I think I'd want Lily to acknowledge that she was once Grace and thus has done horrible things and is constantly trying to make efforts and strides to like make up for the fact of the horrible things she's done. Because she's not changing back to a human anytime soon. She's forever stuck like this. So instead of wallowing and hoping like this will fix her going back to being human, she might as well make up for her crimes here and now in a way. There's pose one. Let's see if there's any other pose I can do. No, let's just make her up and close and just invade our personal space. I wish they gave her some cute lily designs to make her like lily hair clips on her hair. I guess so. Or maybe like put like at least a lily in her hair where her ponytails originate from. Maybe I can add one here for the. Want me to show you some of my recent art? I can ping you. Oh yeah, go ahead. If you're okay with if you're okay with like others on stream seeing it. And also, like, when you see her go crazy and her eyes turn red, I saw a funny comment saying, "Why does she look high?" And I'm like, oh gosh, she kind of does look like she would be. She's just not there. Oh, she got little thingies right here. I pinged you. I don't know if it's showing. In the Discord? Give me some time. You just have to look at a very creepy doll for a few seconds. Did I miss anything? We're just talking about Poppy Playtime and my my AU if I had to write her in my if I wrote her in my AU, and now we're looking at War of the Foxes art they've drawn recently, and these are really cute. They're foxes. This one's got this one's gonna need some dental help, but I really like them. They're very cool. They're really good. Thank you for showing us War of the Foxes. Simple shirt and some, I don't know what they're called. I don't think they're all called overalls, but still. And there's Steven Universe Star. Pegasus, can I send you an art piece on Tumblr? Oh yeah, go ahead. Okay guys, what are we thinking? Do we like picture 1 or picture 2? There it's sent. Oh yeah, midnight. I'm looking at the Lily Love Braids 3D model. I'm looking at the comments. I found your sim. I found your sim. Um, it says, where'd it go? I want to wife her so bad, it's not fair. I found your Lily Lovejoy sim. There you go. Now I'm gonna go check out the stuff. There we go. We're eating dinner now. It was fun watching the stream. Alright, thanks for joining us, for the Foxes. While I was working on my Pod Playtime comics, I actually drew a heart for a part of my comic, and I never drew a heart before except this one, not an actual atomically correct heart. This is a really cool comic, although I don't know why the Doctor has a magic wand though. But this is an interesting comic. I thought it was funny, yeah. I don't know, I don't know, just the Doctor with the wand I find very funny. Here, where was my thing? Here we go. Man, my keyboard sucks. I really need to get a better one. Okay, so which one should I go on and finalize? Picture 2 or picture 1? Okay, we only got 2 votes. Come on, we need one more person to vote. Seems like no third person's gonna vote, so I thought it would be funny. Where are we? We're an hour and 40 minutes in. I gotta hurry up and finish my food before my parents come back. So, thank you for joining me, guys. Although I guess it might have been too early to ask about Poppy Playtime since a good chunk of people hadn't watched it yet. So, I hope by the next time we stream again, everybody is seeing Poppy Playtime and CG5's new song. And then we'll have more stuff to talk about. But until then, see you guys later. I gotta go eat my food before the mozzarella sticks get bad. Bye!